10 Minutes to Joy is your weekly invitation to reset, recharge, and rediscover your most joyful self through aha moments and simple energy techniques. You're listening to holistic psychotherapist Sylvia Plester-Silk. I've worked with individuals, couples, and groups. From parole officer to private practice, I've learned many a lesson, and I'm ready to share. Today, I want to talk to you about their behavior. This was a really, really difficult one for me to grasp. I never appreciated fully that their behavior was all about them. I finally got it when I was taking Adele Spragan's master course, which was a year-long intensive and life-changing. When we act in any certain way, it's 100% about us. It's based on our patterns, it's based on our thoughts, it's based on our emotions. I think we've all had those situations where something went down and we reacted and later came back and went, "Ah, what did I do? What did I say? Oh my God, I'm not even sure that what I was thinking was accurate." We do this all the time. Something will happen and our mind, and again, our mind is never our friend, will create stories. Those stories or that narrative is based on our previous life experiences. It's based on in some cases, how we're feeling emotionally in the moment. If we're feeling happy and secure, we're likely to create a story that someone is liking us or being good or just having a rough day. Same thing could happen and we're feeling in a vulnerable spot and we're feeling kind of exposed and scared. And the likelihood was we're going to create a narrative or story that they're harming us in some way or hurting us, or they don't want us, or they don't love us, or they don't care about us. So everybody is filtering life through their filters and their patterns, because that's what causes the filters. And if I'm out driving today and get the finger, that's about that other driver. What? Hold it a second. So, yes, I might have done maybe I cut in and I get the finger and a few beeps, right? But I might have cut in front of somebody else and somebody just simply waved me through. So my behavior is not indicative of the response that I will get. I mean, if I'm being a miserable SOB and I'm holding a gun to somebody, by the way, I don't own a gun, not even a play one, then I'm actually likely to create fear in that person and so on. So we still need to be responsible about what we're putting out, and we need to completely detach about how other people are responding to us. We need to understand that what we perceive is in our pattern box, and our pattern box is different than everybody else's pattern box. So when we have a situation and we reach out for a reality check, which I'll sometimes do, because I'm like, okay, I just need to understand, is this my pattern or am I misreading the situation or am I actually reading the situation correctly? We can get another person's opinion, and that can be really helpful to disengage and go, "Oh, okay, that is my old pattern and I'm playing it out again, and it really isn't helping myself or the other person." I think this becomes really important because so often in coupleships, We think they are doing it to us again. They know how irritating that leaving the cap of the toothpaste, to use a much spoken about challenge in relationships, or they said something in an offhand way that was offensive. Okay. But if we look at where their world was coming from, and it's not okay, disrespect is not okay. I'm still advocating 100% accountability and 0% blame. So it's about my pattern and your pattern in that moment. What's my day been like? Am I tired? Am I grumpy? I'm gonna be reactionary, and I'm likely to rub somebody else the wrong way as well. Or have I had a wonderful day and I'm on the top of the world, and somebody else's challenges, grievances, complaints feel petty to me, and I wipe them off? Again, that's about me. Do you see how this is? That I can do the same thing to 6 different people and I will get 6 different results, or there'll be 6 different impacts, or 6 different responses. Maybe responses is a better way of saying it. So if people aren't doing stuff to us, then what? How do we work with that? Because we get irritated, we get upset, we get hurt. By God, we are human. Well, one of the ways to do this is do a little bit of a what I'll call a life review. And I'll tell you exactly what I mean by that. To me, it's like, okay, I reacted thinking, well, I'll pick one for me. I'm not wanted. Nobody wants to hear what have to say. Yes, it's been a push to do this podcast week after week, and I'm in week 41 right now. So if that's my lens that I look through, or my filter that I look through, my pattern, I'm going to see evidence of someone not wanting me, brushing me off, ignoring me, not making time for me, not investing in me, etc., etc., etc. So I have this preset pattern or filter that says, filter for this information. And I think we've all heard about our own thinking biases, that if we think in a certain way or we have a belief, we look for evidence to back that belief up. So all of our time, our brain, again, not our friend, is scanning for this perceived truth that I'm unwanted and finding evidence in little tiny things that the other person never intended often. Huh. So who is the worst enemy in a relationship? It may be our own minds and our own patterns. But the cool thing is, as we look back and we go, okay, oh yeah, this is how that played out, and that played out, and that played out throughout our lives in that life review. And we start to go, oh wow, I've played this pattern a lot. Then there's freedom in that, because with awareness can come change. If I know what my pattern is, then I can actually, excuse me, I can actually evoke change. I can work with someone like Sylvia, like me, who knows how to get to the core of a pattern and release it. And there's many other ways and many other great professionals out there that can help you with this work. But it becomes really important when we realize that it is our patterns that color the world, and that we can decide how we want to paint the world and release old patterns, so that oh, I'm not wanted doesn't show up for us anymore, or whatever the equivalent is for you, just is no longer in an existence. And you start to recognize and see evidence of the opposite. And it's the coolest, most freeing experience. There's so many patterns that I've recognized and released and shown up differently. And I would say to you today, at my current age, I'm a very, very different person than I was when I was 20. I'm certainly more secure. Yes, I have my days where I feel insecure or, down. But for the most part, I like myself. I like who I'm being in the world. I like what I'm offering. I can honor that I'm actually pretty darn skilled and I'm a great therapist for those people that fit with to work with me, and I get great results. So it's not about me bragging, but it's about me releasing the patterns and allowing myself the luxury to discover that I am not that. I'm not that pattern. That pattern is no longer a truth for me, that I can switch those universal truths that I always thought were true about me and have a more emotional freedom and enhanced relationships. Because when we're not caught in the trap that they're doing this to us, and we're in the what is the pattern that's playing out here that I'm experiencing this way? And that still gives room to talk with the other person in the relationship about what you're experiencing in them and find out where they're truly coming from. Because chances are they actually didn't mean it in the way that you're receiving it. So look at your own pattern box, have the conversation with the other person, and then eh, where possible, look at that pattern and release it because I want you to have enhanced relationships and emotional freedom. That's all for today. Remember that your emotional freedom isn't found in controlling everything around you, but in releasing what no longer serves you. Each breath is an invitation to let go and embrace your most authentic self. Have a great week.